Hi, I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
AutoSave, welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. It's not a dream. It's not a dream. We won't forget. We'll remember. We'll wake up and read that page as many times as we have to remember. It's not a dream. I'm one who has trouble differentiating dreams from reality sometimes. It can be hard. It can be confusing. But no, my Sakurajima is something that is tangible and is real and won't be forgotten. I'm invested a little bit. I'm sorry.
I agree with everything that you've just said. I think that it really gets us ready to go into this next episode. Thank you.
You're welcome. You ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. Futaba. What, Schrodinger's? Yeah.
Half alive and half dead.
Oh, man. Are we on Shoko Watch?
Yeah. Short hair or blonde?
This is gonna be harder than you made it out to be.
I didn't remember that there were two girls we haven't met.
When do we get the second cat? That's what I need to know.
So they just think you're talking to yourself.
Great question.
Interesting. Is it working?
Oh! You made her flustered. You can be seen.
And heard.
Live alone. Mother is manager.
To get revenge on your mother. Wow.
How'd you know?
I'm upset that it was right.
It's all the more reason.
Do it, but almost like do it right and do it for yourself. Our source? Don't give away your source!
And sardines.
Photo.
Oh my god.
Like she won't be able to actually get away.
今お時間よろしいでしょうか。作田君の件、二人はどういうご関係？彼、高校の後輩なんです。テレビに出すのをやめていただきたいんです。代わりにあるスクープを私が提供します。
ちょっと舞さん。
近々、私は芸能活動を再開します。母の事務所には戻りません。復帰は別の事務所からになります。その際は、御社と南條さんの独占取材を確約します。
Both of these characters are so emotionally mature. I love it.
Protecting Kaide like that.
Yeah.
作田君の言った通り。
I thought what you said was right.
ド
Immediately.
ラマや映画の仕事は好きだったし、ずっと続けたいと思ってた。その気持ちに嘘をつき続けてたから、思春期症候群なんておかしなことになってるのかもって。
When you're denying a part of yourself.
もちろん、お腹が空いてたっての。私の家。
うちのすぐそばじゃないですか。
Whoa.
木は叩いてごめん。荷物ありがとう。そうだ。日曜日付き合いなさい。復帰したら遊んでる余裕もないだろうから。私鎌倉にも行ってないの。
それって
デートじゃないから。2時半に江ノ電藤沢駅の改札前。1秒でも遅れたら帰る。
Oh my god, don't forget, don't be late.
結局僕が何をしようが関係なくで決めたってことか。世界なんて勝手に回ってんだな。
お兄ちゃんどうしました？お兄ちゃんのヒャッホーを楓にも守ってください。
She wants your happy news.
男はあらゆる事態に備えておくべき。
This is an important decision.
Oh, cool outfit.
We might be late.
どうした？迷子か。ママを探してやるから、もう泣くな。本当？ああ。くたばれ。
Oh!
ちょっと待て。誰かロリコン変質者だ。さ、早く。だから違うって。その子は迷子。僕は一緒に母親を探そうとしてただけだ。え？
I mean, I'm glad she was gonna protect her. So not Shoko.
いいから蹴って。これでおあいこでしょ。
おあいこって。もうわかったよ。もう最悪。それはこっちのセリフだ。スマホばかり気にしてるからお説教が長引いたんだろう。だってメッセージ来てたし、しないと友達じゃなくなっちゃう。
Don't reply. Oh my god. Brings back Kaide.
私約束が。
やば、遅刻だ。
What time is it?
まあ、そりゃそうだよ。
私を1時間38分も待たせる。
For an hour and 38 minutes.
何よ。
舞さんは遅刻してきた男をけなげに負けのある女じゃない。さては偽物だな。作田が私をどういう目で見ているのかよく分かったわ。抜けてますよ。作田なんて作田で十分。分かったけど、本当にそれだけ？それだけです。もし嘘だったら、鼻でポッキー食べてもらう。
Oh god.
That sounds awful.
一箱。
One box?
作田はどうして私に構うの？
え？
普通は私みたいに面倒な女には関わらない。
友達できないんですよ、舞さんは。
真面目に答えなさい。会を焼くのはどうして？
美人の先輩とお近づきになれるチャンスだから張り切っているんです。
本音を赤裸々に語れと言ったのよ。
って言ったの舞さんだよね。困ってるのに誰にも頼れないのはしんどいからですよ。妹の楓が思春期症候群になった時、誰も信じてくれなくて。
ご両親は？
今は別々に暮らしてます。楓に起きたことを受け止めきれなくて、一人だけいたんですよ。真面目に聞いてくれた人が。その人と会ってなければ僕は乗り切れなかったと思う。
Shoko?
だから僕も舞さんにとってその人のようになれたらって。
それ女でしょ。降りる。
え、鎌倉は？あ、待って。
I thought you said this wasn't a date.
知ってます
Ooh,
か？
uniform.
高さから見える水平線までの距離は、私は牧之原翔子です。
Shoko Maki no
セイリア
Hara.
の牧之原に大空をかけるこの少年の名前は？
出会ったのは僕が中3、彼女は高2、峰ヶ原高校の制服を着ていました。
その人を追いかけて峰ヶ原高校を受験したわけ？
その通りです。
でも振られちゃったんだ。
The water
いえ
again.
告白はしてません。会えなかったんで。峰ヶ原高校にそんな生徒は存在してなかったんです。高生の名簿も全部調べたけどいなかった。でも僕は確かに牧之原翔子って人と出会って、その人の存在に救われたんです。
今でも彼女のことが好き？
すげえ好きでした。
デートの最中に他の女が好きだなんて最低。
自分から聞いておいて。あと好きだっただから、そこ重要。
来たみたい。
誰ですか？
Mom?
マネージャーって舞さんのお母さん？
昨日話、他の事務所との契約のことちゃんと話しておかないとね。
What the fuck?
終わったらデートの続きしてあげるから。
She's looking around.
嘘だろ。
私をこんなところに呼び出したのは誰？何の用？
あずさ川作太と言います。舞さんの後輩です。
誰の後輩？
舞さんです。
誰よそれ。
誰って、あんたの娘でしょ。
何言ってるの？私に娘なんていないわ。冗談はよして。
冗談はどっちだ。今日ここで会う約束を。
これでしょ。でも差出人が不明なの。無理に時間を空けて予定入れたのは覚えているんだけど、何なのかしらこれ。
そんなバカなことがあるか。なんで娘を忘れられるんだ。
もういい。
まだ話は終わってない。
お願い、もうやめて。
ないたずらはやめなさい。これ以上は付き合ってられないわ。
すみません。桜島舞をご存知ですか？
知らないね。
見えなくなるということは記憶からも消えてしまうことだとしたら。
桜島舞。誰それ？今日はありがとう。じゃあ。
待った。舞さん、行こう。
行くってどこへ？
まだ舞さんのことを見れる人がいるかもしれない。確かめに行こう。
作田以外には見えなくて忘れられてることが分かって何になるのよ。
少なくともその間、ずっと僕がそばにいられる。
年下のくせに生意気。
せっかくのデートだし。
いいわよ。まだ私を返したくないって言うならデートの続きしてあげる。
どうしたんですか？
悪い、今日帰れない。遠くまで行く用事ができた。
ねえ作田、
何ですか？
私のこと見えてる？
見えてますよ。
声聞こえてる？
バッチリと。
私のこと覚えてる？
桜島舞、神奈川県立峰ヶ原高校3年生。子役として芸能界デビューしていろいろと大活躍。性格は歪んでいて素直じゃない。
どこがよ。
それを隠しているところ。
私握っていいなんて言ってない。
僕は握りたい。
仕方ないわね。
He's certain.
今だけ特別よ。
桜島舞をご存知ですか？
そんなタレントいたっけ？
どうも。
お風呂入る。覗かないでよ。
大丈夫です。ここは音だけ聞かせて年下の男子をもだえさせるのが大人の女性のたしなみだと思うけどな。
その代わり一人で変なこと始めないでよ。
変なこと？
バカ、知らない。
今のすげえ可愛かったな。はい。ああ、国見。僕だけど。
だと思ってんだよ。
1時16分だな。
分かってるよ、そんなこと。
He was wondering if you knew.
助けてくれ。
何すりゃいいの？
先輩のことを覚えてるか？
ああ、当たり前だろ。
桜島先輩だぞ。
だから分かるに決まってるだろ
双葉の携帯番号を教えてくれ。
何時だと思ってるわけ
？1時19分だ。
He's so honest.
なるほどね。この前の思春期症候群の話はそういうことだったのか。
解決する手段を見つけてほしい。
むちゃくちゃだね、あずさ川は。国見が言っていたよ。ありがとうとごめんと助けてくれを言えるのがあずさ川のいいとこだって。明日学校はがあるのかもしれないと思った。田島先輩のこと学校の生徒たちには見えていたからね。少し考えてみるけど期待はしないで。
ありがとう。昼になるかもしれないけど学校には行く。夜中に悪かった。
下着どうしよう。
は？
服は一緒でもいいけど下着は嫌。
僕だってあの桜島舞とこんな遠い町に来るとは思ってませんでした。
光栄でしょ。
一生忘れません。
I don't know if I'm ready to watch the series, Sena.
もし忘れたら
鼻からポッキー食べる。
狭い。
僕に出ていけと。
何か話して。
I love that he gave the pillow to her.
楽しいですか？
サクタだって私にいじめられて楽しんでるじゃない。
いっぱいにいじめられて喜ばない男はいないと思うけど。
褒めてるの？
ベタ褒めです。
A rave review.
ねえ、キスしよっか。
舞さん、欲求不満？
バーカ。もう寝よう。おやすみ。ねえサクタ。
寝るんじゃないんですか？
私が震えながら消えたくないって言って泣き出したらどうする？
抱きしめて大丈夫だよって耳元でささやこうかな。
絶対に言わない。
あれ、ご不満？
芸能界への復帰も決めたのに消えてる場合じゃないのよ。
そうですね。
映画もまたやりたい。舞台のお芝居も。年下の生意気な男の子と知り合って学校に行くのも楽しくなってきたのに。
絶対に忘れない。
絶対なんてあるの？
キスなんていつだってできますよ。相手が僕じゃなくても言うだと思う。なんだってできる。
サクタが私のファーストキスを奪える最初で最後のチャンスだ。
先に言ってくれたらしたのに。
もうダメ。ありがとう。私を諦めないでいてくれてありがとう。
I feel a bit worried about the waking up the next day.
I am happy we didn't see it.
Like, I think to the dream he woke up from at the beginning of the first episode. Have you heard this song before?
No.
I have. I didn't know what it was from, and now I do.
Back to the discussion. Man, I'm worried. I feel like I am so connected with these characters after 2 episodes. Okay, that was Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, episode 2. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
I also don't know if I'm ready for this, what the show is actually gonna be, and what I was like starting to think it might be during episode 1.
I felt like everything was taken out of me after the mother interaction this episode. I felt like I didn't speak a single word after that happened.
See, yeah, I agree. I don't think I really felt capable of even speaking after that as well. But I would say everything was taken out of me. Like, no wind in my sails at all once we get to the hotel and I see the scene that we're in. And she's like, thanks for not giving up on me. Do you want a kiss? And I think back to the first, like, 30 seconds of episode 1, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna be. I don't know how I'm gonna handle it, especially because I feel like the characters in this story are already kind of like gripping to me quite a bit, and I think a lot of it is because of how refreshing and amazing the pace is in terms of emotional intelligence, awareness, just being mature, trying to be raw and honest, and being understanding with each other. Everything's happening in such a delightfully quick fashion that it feels so right in an organic way. It's almost like when you meet somebody and you just immediately are like, oh my god, like, it feels like we've met before, even though we haven't. It feels like we've like known each other like before, but we definitely haven't. It stands out to me.
It's like that, but also both of us are at a time of our lives where we want to be healthy communicators.
Yeah.
And like, you're
Damn.
right. Doesn't that make things move a little faster if you're not hiding behind deception or denial or trying to just sound nice, and you're just trying to be serious and straightforward and kind and true to yourself right out of the gate?
Yeah.
Don't things move a little faster when you're being just like a healthy communicator and a healthy person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Like, even one of the little moments, like them walking along the street and being able to interact with each other and not forget, like, Mai is like, wait. Aren't we in the middle of a fight? Like, the idea that that isn't forgotten and lost, and it's like, we're able to continue a conversation while we have established other little things and we're consistent within them, but we're not like in a fight, so we're gonna ignore each other, or like
Right.
distance each other from
Because how
ourselves.
do you get out of a fight? You continue working with the person and talking to the person, and you can have feelings like, hey, it made me like emotionally upset that that thing was brought up because of other parts of my past or things I don't necessarily want to say yet, but it's not like I hate you, so I'm not going to go storm off, and that we're able to still have a conversation.
And it's like, it would be uncomfortable to think about if, like, it's so hard enough to try to apply this to like real life if you've ever tried to like be honest with somebody. It's I feel very grateful, because one of the things, when peeling back the curtain a little bit, when you and I first met, like I don't know, there was something different about how both of us were like brutally honest, I'd say, in terms of communication of like what we've been through, but also like it's almost like taking risks when you're brutally honest with somebody. And I think that you have to, at a certain extent, if what you want is something that is real and raw and meaningful. Like Sakuta, this episode, I like think about how far he is going as a person to try to extend a hand that could easily be cut off at its wrist, when you have taken the initiative to go to Nanjo to try to get personal information about why Mai Sakurajima left the industry. You have that information and you're just gonna fucking bring it up while you're walking, and you're going to hit her straight with that shit. Because guess what? If you're Sakuta, I imagine that you're fucking expecting that slap, man. And you have thought about it, and with no doubt in your mind, you're like, oh yeah, of course, that's nothing to me. Because what I'm trying to get at is what Mai Sakurajima's true feelings are, and what she actually wants as a human being and as a person. And I'm going to try to get through to her on that level, so that she as a person can fulfill her own dreams and happiness. Not for some selfish desire from Sakuta's person. It all is so raw and regal, and it's just no reservation. It's so good.
He definitely is like the type of character that's like, let's peel back the curtain as soon as possible on your feelings, and let's not be in denial, let's not be covering things up, because I'm genuinely approaching you. I am genuinely approaching you with your best interest at heart. I'm taking things seriously. And why I say it like that is, like, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about in this discussion, is Sakuta as a character. I feel like right when we get introduced to him, and till now, obviously only the second episode, we're introduced to a character who takes things and people seriously. And I think that is glorious to see. I think that's amazing to see, and I'm already really shaping into like really liking him because of that. It's almost refreshing and like, wow, to see someone take someone so seriously. And he's not about the jokes, and he's not about dismissing your feelings, and he's not about, saying something because he doesn't want to talk about something serious or real, and he wants to rather joke around with friends and not think about things that are serious and real. He's like, no, I'm taking you seriously. He's honest, he's straightforward, and he's candid. He's obviously easy to become fast friends with because of these kind of points that I'm bringing up about him. If someone is able to be candid, honest, take you seriously when you're talking to them, you're automatically going to probably feel a lot safer and more comfortable around them. You might be like a little bit annoyed that they're like so immediately maybe pushing some of those buttons that you want to keep hidden. But I think that at the end of the day, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable around them, because what you see is what you get, and what you get is really honest and almost probably refreshing in terms of what you're normally used to receiving from other people.
I think it comes across that way because of you almost get comfort and comfortability around Sakuta because it's obvious that he's thought about the situation before opening it up. He's not opening a wound without stitches on hand. He has the idea that once we're bringing this up and we get that raw emotion that needs to be verbalized, it needs to come out of Mai Sakurajima and her head to get the trauma that she experienced and feelings out of there so that they can be dealt with. And that's what they're immediately done. Mm-hmm. They're immediately acknowledged, they're legitimized, and it's like, yep, you have them. That's all the more reason that you need to return to showbiz. Those are bitter feelings, and those bitter feelings should motivate you in a way. Don't hold yourself back. Like, we're opening up this idea and this trauma and the pain that caused her to put her in the situation that she is, and then and offering like, well, these are your feelings, and you shouldn't take that away from yourself. And I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit because what does Mai Sakurajima do other than astound me by immediately getting on the phone to call for Nanjo and being like, oh, I'm going to give you a scoop, so don't post those pictures of a scar. What happens immediately after that is like, oh yeah, well, why'd you do that? And Mai Sakurajima is like, I thought what you said was right. Yeah. Like, immediately. Like, it's like not even... There didn't need to be... Receptive. It's so refreshing and it's so good.
Compliments to both of them, honestly. Because you can't have what Sakuta is bringing to the conversation without what Mai is receiving and able to and accepting to receive from him. And
then do for him.
Yes. And honestly, oftentimes the most kind and supportive and helpful people are the ones who have either already gone through immense suffering or are currently going through suffering. Those are oftentimes the people who are the most empathetic, the most ready to be helpful to you, the kindest to you, the most supportive to you. That's oftentimes what happens.
I feel like we gotta bring her up now. Shoko Makinohara.
That was a good segue because that is a character that I was thinking about when I was saying that.
Her existence saved me. Like, at that... Man, what a fascinating way to introduce a character into a show that we haven't even seen yet.
Right.
Because this is all established on what we're hearing about Sakuta's feelings about this person and how he's outwardly expressed those feelings to multiple people. So you know what that must mean to him. We haven't seen her, but we understand her significance not by just talking about it from Sakuta's end, not understanding that he has feelings, but seeing what her presence and imprint on him has helped him be able to do for other people. And he wanted to be that for Mai Sakurajima. And I'm hoping I could be for you what she was to me.
I think that's real. I feel like that is something that literally happens in real life. It doesn't matter if you're doing some grand show to someone else of help, or if you're just walking up to a stranger on a beach and saying something to them, and that one thing you say can just completely impact them, turn their life around, give them a new perspective, or give them the desire to keep living, keep trying, and then maybe then someday improve someone else's life. So yeah, when I bring up that those that are kind and supportive and the most helpful oftentimes have their own suffering, I feel like I then also have to bring up the fact that Shoko is not remembered as a student at the high school.
Her existence of being a student, of being an alumni, all of it is non-existent. It's gone. You have to wonder if it's a similar instance to Mai Sakurajima, or it's just a similar but different instance of the adolescent syndrome. I'm not sure. I have no idea.
I feel like my question and my feeling was definitely adolescent syndrome, but then a question attack onto that of the complexities is how do we remember her full name?
Exactly.
See, so to me it would be a slightly different scenario or situation.
Me too. I'm completely with you.
As Mai, it would be different than that because Mai's name in the beginning of the first episode, and then even in her mom's phone.
I think that you're right, and it probably is slightly different, and I wonder if it does have to come from the idea of maybe, okay, let's think about it. If Sakuta is the person and individual that he is today, and he is putting out an arm and being able to have this fucking beautiful relationship so far, first date with Mai Sakurajima, and that is all because of Shoko Makinohara. There's potential that somebody did that for Shoko Makinohara at some point, so that enabled her to be able to be that for Sakuta. And if that's the case, like, why does the name exist? Like, why is it still there? Is it because of the circumstance that she helped with, it being so related to Kaide and his sister? And like, I don't know. There it could be so many different things.
Like, part of me would like to think that her name would transcend and be remembered, even if her existence wasn't remembered by anyone else. But her existence would be remembered by Sakuta because of the impact. But then I would want to say, well, Anna, wouldn't that mean that the impact of Mai isn't great enough if Sakuta's not able to remember her name?
No, I would think it's probably just a different iteration of the adolescent syndrome with more like different details.
Because they're different people. I feel like if you're going to talk about it possibly being a different situation or
different
scenario,
past.
If you're different people, you have a different personality, you probably have a different issue. I mean, a lot of the issues could stem maybe from a similar catalyst, like bullying. Or...
I would imagine Shoko Makinohara wasn't a child celebrity, you know?
Right. Like, so whatever brought you here and shaped you, and however you feel about yourself or how the world perceives you shapes whatever this syndrome, the kind of form it takes, as swapping bodies or as a giant scratch across your body, wounds magically appearing all over your body or disappearing, basically.
Yeah.
So honestly, I feel like a good question to ask is, which I don't even know if this is a question that needs an answer, is, does Shoko need to be in the story more than what she has been? In terms of, like, do you need to have Shoko as a character return to the screen? Do you need to have her be talked about more than what has already been put forward?
You know what? I, in typical, like, Ben fashion, feel like I have 3 answers for that, but I'm not going to, like, even speak on it, because I don't want to. I want to see what happens, and I don't even want to speculate on
agree.
Shoko at the moment, because I feel like I shouldn't. I don't know why. I just feel like I shouldn't.
She obviously did something great and had a big impact, and I don't know if the story is over for her.
Why are you meddling in my affairs? Because it's hard to be in trouble when you don't have anyone to rely on. Oh my god.
That's truth.
But for both of them, again, like, there's not one... I don't put one person over another in this situation, because it is so much easier to be argumentative. It is so much easier to not let someone in. It is so much easier to not admit a fault or admit a weakness. And to have 2 individuals being able to just be, like, raw in the way that they are too. It's not just like, oh, here's bar for bar. No, it's like mixed in with the person and character that each other see each other as, so they can play off each other with bits and everything. But within those bits, it's complete understanding of the other person.
There's no deception
going on. There isn't.
I find them talking refreshing.
Yeah.
I think maybe because even in real life, in anime, in any media you get, especially when characters are meeting for the first time, you're never going to assume or think that they're going to start talking, like, bearing their whole souls to each other. And even if that's not just, like, they're talking a bunch, but, like, the idea of just being actually open and honest, you never really see that, and that doesn't really happen all the time in real life. Oftentimes people have some sort of barrier up over themselves for who they truly really are behind closed doors, and that could be for their own protection. There could be barriers they don't even know about themselves. Plethora of reasons why there might be barriers and what those barriers might extend to. Another,
like, just addition to add on to how great the character development and growth is immediately because of how honest it is Mai, after being so gracious and waiting 1 hour and 38 minutes, we're on the train and we're taking Sakuta with us, which I imagine was always the plan, because we, as Mai Sakurajima, have already put things into fucking action. I know it's sad, and we'll get there, but her reaching out to her mother in the first place is something that should be fucking applauded and put on a pedestal.
What a mature move to be like, I'm switching agencies, but I'm gonna tell my mother in person, face to face, that I am not. I'm gonna return, but not with her.
Devastating about what happened, but still, God, it's so cool that she did that, and she did it without even talking to Sakuta, and was just going to let her own actions speak for themselves, and they did. And I think that goes into why Sakuta responded in the way that he did, and tried to get through to her mom, but that sucked. At that point in the episode, my heart broke. How'd you know?
I don't know. And then I think we brought up the idea of mom being manager, and then we even brought up the idea of what if mom doesn't remember her because she views her as a product. So we really covered the bases with that.
But I was thinking it would be like, oh yeah, you're calling. But it being face to face was the most... I'm 2 episodes into this series, and it tore me to shreds on the inside seeing that.
Just one thing I want to say about these characters. Obviously, it's still in the same vein as being impressed by them in terms of their ability to be honest and real in the moment. I would like to extend that, I think, because you also kind of brought that up, is they also think about the future, at least Mai specifically. We see a character that I feel like is thinking about the future in terms of, well, will I like myself then? Will I be happy with the decision I've made for myself then? Like, I'm not in the moment, do I like what I'm doing and do I like who I am? I'm thinking about something that I will continue to like down the line. Like, she wasn't interacting with her mom, and she was doing what she was doing somewhat as an act of revenge, and yet she didn't have to interact with her mom here or call her mom here and meet face to face with her mom and be like, hey, showbiz wise, I'm going to a different agency that's not you. It's like she thought to be truly happy with myself and proud of myself at the end of the day, it's best if I meet her face to face. Who knows where we will be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It's best if I meet her face to face.
If you do the right thing in the wrong way, it will never truly feel like you did the right thing.
It's like some people that want to be happy with themselves and proud of themselves at the end of the day.
Yep. My God, man. Okay, I wanted to talk about the idea of what would happen if I touched your hand, right? We get that at the beginning of the episode. We get the idea that, oh, well, what does this carrot look like? Is it floating? No, it disappears with my Sakurajima. But I thought, like, the entire interaction that was happening, I was like, man, if at the end of this, like, there could be a tragic outcome that's beautiful, that, like, Sakuta decides to disappear with my Sakurajima. I don't think that will happen. Obviously, but like it's just, it makes you think about a ton of different outcomes of like what it means to exist, and until an observer confirms your existence, you aren't existing. And what does that actually mean? You know,
are you just a half alive and half dead?
What if a non-existent person confirmed your existence?
Is that enough?
Is that non-existence?
Is that enough, too? Is it all about who it is that's observing your existence and acknowledging your existence and who they are to you?
I don't know. If we got her name, I apologize and I missed it. But the girl in the park, not the girl who lost her parents, but the girl who we had to go to the police station with. If I don't respond quickly, they'll stop being my friends. I have had people like that in my life, too. But I don't want to like dwell on that, because I think like the idea of introducing the adolescent syndrome and then the themes that are going into the show so far, to include her character, to, you know, have the whole hour and 38 minutes, that's fine. Like, that happens in shows and media. But to include her and leave her off on that note specifically is really fascinating.
Yeah. In the first episode, we see her briefly as we're entering the school, and she has, like, a gaggle of friends. Like, she has, like, 4 friends she's walking with. And I almost feel like the introduction of this character, like you said, the way that we leave her off and the note that we're leaving her off on, how I think about Kaede, how I think about the adolescent syndrome, it makes me wonder and ask the question, are we going to be meeting other people that are either going through this or about to go through this?
That's a good question.
In their own way? And is she maybe one of them? Because what else is the reason to not only introduce her here, have her be in the OP, obviously, but also in the first episode when we're just showing random students, she's there.
Yeah.
what is her influence or impact on the story going to be, and or is she someone that is going to be in need of help?
I think that's a great question. It's hard to imagine it being within the like immediate timeline,
right? Because
but
we're already helping someone, so like the idea of like.
But I'm not sure. We're going to try to get back to school by tomorrow afternoon, thanks to the conversation with Futaba and something about the school potentially being a link to people being able to remember Mai Sakurajima.
My question on that of what you just said. My question on that is, do we even get to go to the school?
Say yes so that it happens, so that I don't have to think about if we don't. Please, God.
feel obviously we had, I think, started the discussion off, and this was one of the things we talked about, which was the memory of waking up at the beginning of the first episode, and we know what date it is on that day that he's waking up in the first episode. We know what day the date was, which was like the 25th. What happens from the 25th to the 29th that gets Sakuto to a place where he's written this notebook to try to detail everything? Do not forget, read till the end. And yet the name is blurry, and he's waking up being like, who was that in my dream? What happens from the 25th to the 29th?
Is it all at once, or is it fleeting? That, like, you know what I mean?
Interesting, right. Is it fleeting until you get to school, and do you then remember once you're around the other students? Or
Interesting.
I feel like it makes me ask, what is the story that is going to be told when this is only the second episode? Are we going to watch a story as someone almost kind of descends into madness, if you will, as they try to hold on to this idea that they know they were supposed to remember something, and they know they weren't supposed to forget something, but they can't remember that person that they were supposed to not forget?
I am, like, thrown for such a loop, because the only thing I know about this series is the first 2 episodes, and then knowing that we're supposed to watch a season of this, movies, and then another season. And like, when you're trying to figure out plot wise what's going to happen, it's hard to ignore like the format of those things. And I'm left dumbfounded, speechless, and without any ideas of how this is going to go. And I'm excited for that, but also I'm very worried for myself.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
I would agree with you. It's an excitement, and then also a little bit of that like kind of bittersweet feeling, because I feel like the journey I'm about to go on is going to be one that is probably going to make me cry, which is not something that you would have thought if you heard the title of this show and then started the first episode off seeing, oh, girl in bunny girl costume. Okay, cool. Now in the second episode, they're going on a date. You know, I feel like the emotional damage that's going to be occurring is something that I guess I'm ready for in a way, because I guess I kind of see that being a possibility. So I'm kind of like strapped in, because I don't want to leave. Like, I want to continue watching.
Mai Sakurajima, I feel like, deserves so much credit for being able to still stand at the end of this day before lying down, being able to even take a shower, because I could not imagine you strolling around with me around a city asking all of these people who should know my name, and only to hear that they don't, again and again and again.
Yeah.
It is so easy to fall in the inevitable despair that looks like it will be coming. Like it just feels, it doesn't feel even pessimistic. It feels like you're being logistic, that inevitably everybody's gonna forget me, and she's still holding on to the strength that she is. Like, obviously she has feelings about it, but to the state that she's able to hold herself up, I love it.
Once she's gone, can you even get her back? Yeah, honestly, what she's going through, it gives a little bit of like that you get what you wished for, but like that kind of tainted version of that. Like, you get what you wished for. Whenever you get that sort of scenario in media, oftentimes it's like monkey's paw. Like, you wished for something, or you thought to yourself, oh, that might be nice, and then you end up getting it, and it's so twisted and so horrifying, and or you lose something else because of gaining that thing. And I think to her life in the showbiz, and as a celebrity, a child celebrity even, there were probably times where she had wondered, what would it be like if I could just go around and no one recognized me, and no one hounded me for pictures, and no one stalked me, and no one bothered me, and I could just like walk about the world, you know, without being like noticed.
Yeah.
And then you get that, and it comes at basically the price of your own existence.
I completely get you.
And you can't erase it.
When I was in like second grade, my brother and his friend Dave were like, Ben, like for real, like your birthday's coming up. We've, piled together and we're gonna give you $100. And I was like, oh my God,
Whoa.
seriously? Like I could buy airsoft guns, I could buy video games. Like what can I buy with $100?
Right,
$100
second grade?
when you're in second grade? Holy
Whoa.
shit. After school that day, they're like, Ben, come upstairs. I go into my brother's bedroom. He hands me 100 doll hairs. Like they cut hairs off of a doll. And that was brutal.
I hate pranks.
It's
I
not,
would
it's a monkey's paw thing though, right?
I mean, I guess, but isn't that kind of a prank?
Yeah.
You're being tricked.
Mhm.
I hate pranks. Do not ever prank me. April Fool's Day does not exist in my life. I've actually someone pranked me one time, and I'm not going to go into detail about it, but I was so betrayed and upset about it, like on April Fool's Day, that I did not talk to them for a few days when I was
Wow.
like a teenager. I was so, and because I had even told them, like, I don't like getting surprised. I don't like getting pranked. Surprises I can deal with a little bit better because, someone's intention is positive. Pranks, not so much. They kind of want to maybe laugh at you. I didn't talk to them for a few days. That's how much I hate stuff like that. I would have been very upset, even though I would have been in second grade if I was in your shoes there.
That's fair. All right, you good?
Yeah.
Thank
Wait,
you.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
There's one last thing. It's a line I really liked.
Yeah, go for
Can
it.
we look at it before
Uh-huh.
we end? Cool. Okay. So this is a line that I just really, really liked. I wanted to bring it up before we finished because I liked it so much.
I like Futaba's phone case.
Yeah, so we're talking to Futaba, and she says, Kunimi once said that a good part about you is that you say thank you, sorry, and help me. Sorry, I think that's like my favorite line in this episode. It really got me. I think that it's almost a perfect sum up of Sakuta as a character. This idea of who he is, what we've talked about in this discussion of who he is. People, it's hard to say help. And it's also sometimes hard to thank someone when they help you. Like that pride factor.
Applause to the people who are able to notice when people do say thank you or ask for help, and you're able to categorize that in your mind to be like, okay, I'll remember that about a person, because most people don't.
A good point about them that you then go to tell other people.
Yeah.
Almost like you're trying to... I feel like Kunimi really cares about Sakuta, the fact that he seemingly... If he has that as his good point and he's telling other people that, it's because he wants other people to view Sakuta in the same like lens that he does of how good of a person he is.
All right, you good?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.